It's hard to ignore it. The coronavirus is everywhere. And that's what we want to talk about with you today. The law of attraction, the coronavirus, your health, all of that. Inspire Tribe, while we're at it, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. And please comment down below, I am perfect health. I am perfect health. Hey Inspire Tribe, how's it going? It's Jean Nolan here. It's Kristin Nolan here. And today we're broadcasting to you almost like all the news stations are broadcasting about the coronavirus, but we're not really going to talk about the virus itself. What is really important is how do you navigate through these times? How do we remain in a higher vibration and most of all remain healthy? That's going to be our topic for today. And I kind of want to start with the history of not just this virus, but the history of anything that has endangered humans. So this, might be a virus, might be a plague, might be nuclear radiation. And the interesting part is that while, we were taught that there were basically so highly dangerous viruses out there that no one should have survived. And even with the nuclear blast and the radiation, no one should have survived. Yet there's always a number of people that not only survive, but actually are perfectly healthy. There were stories about monks that were meditating when the bomb was dropped on Fukushima. And while everything around them was completely destroyed, their building remained intact and they were completely unharmed. And there are so many stories throughout history of people that, while it was really dangerous and devastating and even deadly around them, they remained completely healthy. And what is that? Now, number one and the most important part to remember is vibration. And this is with the coronavirus, just like with anything else. What rate are you vibrating at? If your vibration is health, if your vibration is vitality, if your vibration is energy, then you're simply not vibrating at the same rate as this virus or any other virus. And, throughout the last, 10, 15 years, we as a society worldwide have lived through many, many so-called dangers, be it, Ebola or the swine flu or what other names they've given them. For us personally, we never really paid attention to that. So we stayed, in our vibration, so it didn't really even concern us, in any way. And the interesting part is when your vibration is so high and when you're vibrating at the rate of health, then these topics don't seem to really permeate your reality. That is where the law of attraction comes in consciously for you. If you're perfect health, then what do you attract? If you are vibrating high, what do you attract? Exactly the same thing. So keep that in mind. Number two, and a very, very important thing is attention. What do you put your attention to? Because you cannot go around and say, I'm going to avoid this, okay? Because what does avoiding mean? It still means that you're putting attention there. So do what makes you happy. Live your life. Keep growing in what you would like to do, in who you would like to be. Keep doing that rather than allowing the outside reality to take over your attention. And of course, media is such a big part of it. I mean, remember that, back 50, 60, 70, 80, and 100 years ago, it wasn't like that. We didn't have a mass media that was literally everywhere blasting their message. And you have to also understand in this regard that this is not news anymore. If you have heard anything, then you've probably heard all you need to know by now. This repetition thing is now fear-mongering. It is mass consciousness of fear, and what it creates is a very low vibration. So if people say, oh, I need to stay on top of the news, there are no news anymore. As soon as you're familiar with the, most important facts, it's not news anymore. This repetition only causes low vibration and fear. So I would suggest that you turn off the media, that you really turn off the TV, the news, the radio programs that are constantly blasting the message, because you most likely already know everything that you need to know. So where you put your attention is really, really, really important. Another very, very important thing, and that's what we taught our children throughout the years, is intuition. You have to pay attention to your intuition. When all the school shootings started to appear more and more frequently, we had a lot of those discussions at home. And of course, there were measures that the schools took and the government took, and they all talked about it to the children. And they said, but all of this can prevent it. And how am I going to be safe? And is it safe to go anywhere? Kristin and I started telling them stories of things from our own experience. You know this has happened to you, where you had plans to go someplace. Maybe you were even looking forward to it. And then last minute you get this weird feeling and you just go, no, I don't feel like it anymore. Probably I shouldn't go. Something is keeping you from doing that. That's your intuition, right? That's your connection to your inner being, to your higher self. With regards to this story now, the corona thing that's going on, trust your intuition. If your inner voice tells you to not go somewhere or to go somewhere, trust it. Not just now, not just in these times, but always. This intuition is what's guiding you always to your highest good. And so when you trust this voice, like we told our children, trust this voice. Even if you were looking forward to meeting your friends at a certain place, if your gut, if your inner voice tells you not to go, don't go. Listen to it. This is really important. This is your guidance system that you have and that we all have. Trust it. And the last point here is common sense. People will tell you to kind of the measures that you can take is to stay very clean and hygiene and wash your hands and don't necessarily kiss strangers. Those are all common sense things that you will most likely do anyways. But common sense is also looking at the information that you have. Now, if you go out and if it's important to you, if you feel a nudge to research stuff, then use your common sense. You know that every country through certain seasons is dealing with certain flus and viruses. What we call the regular flu is so much bigger and more widespread and even more dangerous than this virus that everyone's talking about now. So we have to keep things in perspective and use common sense. Because once this enters the realm of fear-mongering, there's no common sense anymore. It's not about common sense. It's not about even facts or data. It's truly just about putting fear into your system, like really lowering your vibration. So it's important to, if it helps you, to look at the data, look at the stats, and use your common sense. Are you in imminent danger? Do you feel like you're in imminent danger? Have you felt throughout the last years that you're in imminent danger because there is something like the flu? Once you start putting things in perspective, it becomes a more rational thing, a thing where you can wrap your head around it. And you can trust that when you do you and look at your vibration, when you do things that make you feel good, that are happy makers, that cause your body to release all the healthy hormones and to release all the toxins and let them out of your body, then you have to be fine. When things get really loud on the outside and when these fear voices get really loud, I always picture myself, if you have seen the movie The Matrix, there's a scene where Neo is literally dodging the bullets in the most conscious and amazing way, and it's almost like he's bending reality. And I always picture myself that no matter what comes at me, I can always do that. I have this superpower. I can maintain my vibration. I do not allow for anything that doesn't match this vibration to enter me, my body, or harm me. Last but not least, really something to look up for you that is really cool and inspiring. If you haven't yet, check out Wim Hof. Google him, look him up on YouTube, see what he does, he and his techniques, and what he has proven to mainstream science and the medical community is that your body is capable of withstanding anything and healing anything. That's what your body is capable of. So you are a super machine. In times like these where the voices are so loud, it is more important than ever for you to realize that and live that truth. Make that your dominant vibration and your dominant reality. I would also like to tell you all this is by no means medical advice. If you're seeking medical advice, please consult your health practitioner. This is simply our experience, how we live through various different times in our reality. Inspire Tribe, we hope this inspired you. We love communicating with you all. You know we do. Please remember, comment down below. I am perfect health. This is your reality. I am perfect health. We love you guys, and we're wishing you an inspired rest of your day.